Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is supposed to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, what you're waiting for, hit the great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. So, yes, first of all, if you didn't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. This is about love, life, and sex from an asexual point of view, out on Amazon. So, yes, tonight's stream is all about sex should not be endured. So, what do I mean by this? So, one of the older aces in some of the asexual groups, also in my groups, was talking about the time when, back in her day, and she was explaining that the old generation just usually got on with having sex. It wasn't a question of whether you liked it or not. It was just something you did, really. It wasn't, and some people didn't do it. And it was kind of like, just expected. And if I speak to my parents, it's kind of like, they're not asexual. And it's basically, I think from my mum's point of view, it's kind of like, I don't know their private life, but I'm guessing from what my mum's talked to me about, it's like kind of like a woman's duty to do that, have sex, right, in a marriage, for example. And so my parents don't believe in sex before marriage. They've been married 53 years. And so, yeah, when I was having this conversation, obviously I've got respect to people's privacy. But I don't think they mind me saying that, back in their day, it was like sex was meant to be endured. And the whole point is, if you're going to have sex, it shouldn't be a case of enduring it. It should be a case of you want it and it's consensual and it's not expected that you're going to have it for definite. But, it's something that should be two people or more, if you like more people, coming together to be loving and caring towards one another. Right? This older generation, if you like, mentality of, oh, you just get on with it. It's your duty. Sex should be endured. It's not about whether you like it or not. You just get on with it. This is not a good attitude to have because, where are the boundaries in that? A healthy relationship consists of boundaries. People have their own wants, needs, likes, dislikes, and they have boundaries in place to ensure that other person doesn't overstep them. They're assertive by saying what they do and do not want. Right, so in a traditional heterosexual relationship, this enduring is not a good thing, right? Because no one should have to endure sex. No one should have to think that a woman is having to have sex just to please her husband because that's what the done thing is. It's not a question of whether you like it or not. You just get on and do it, That is very old thinking and an old attitude. And it's not good because if you're in a loving, caring, healthy relationship, you negotiate things together. You talk about what you like and what you dislike, about what your needs are. And, you have deal breakers, things that you just don't want to do with that person and you won't do. Right. And so it's very important to understand that the sense of enduring sex for just the sake of it is not a healthy relationship. Right? A healthy relationship, it involves discussion and high levels of communication. It requires both people to come together and have high levels of communication about what's good for them, what's not good for them, what they really want and desire and need. And sex shouldn't be a chore. If you think sex is a chore, which a lot of asexuals do because they're not into sex, then, don't do it if you don't like it, you don't want it, you don't need it, right? You shouldn't be having to do it out of a sense of duty. And it shouldn't be, like I said, something that you endure. It should be something that's pleasurable, that's fun, that's exciting, that's enjoyable, that's adventurous if you're going to have sex, right? These days, I'm personally sex repulsed to me, but I have had it in the past. Right. And if I was to have it again, I'm not interested in having it again, but if I was, I'd have the mindset that I want to have fun with it, that I want to enjoy it, that I want us to both feel great about it, that I want to I would need loads of touching and kissing, to be honest. That's all what I really want anyway. Well, particularly the kissing. I haven't been into touching for quite a long time in private areas. I don't know if that'll change again, but because I haven't been in a long-term relationship for a long time, and I don't know if I'd be able to do some of that stuff again if I was in a long-term committed relationship, serious. But at the moment I'm thinking it's not for me. But you know what I mean? If I was to have sex again, which I can't ever see me doing because I'm really repulsed for me personally these days, I would have the mindset that I want it to be adventurous. I want it to be fun. I would like touching the person, I think, because in my mind I would be like, well, if you're going to share your body, then you really need to be happy to touch the person's body, to feel the person's body, to be close to them, naked and all that type of thing. So if I was like to have sex again, this would be the type of mindset that I would be developing, the mindset that I'm going to enjoy sex, I'm going to like sex, I'm going to have fun with it. I would have to change my mindset. But because I'm really repulsed by it, you can't just change it unless you're kind of all in with it, if you know what I mean. But this, like I said, no one should have to endure sex. It makes me really upset and sad to hear this, because the whole point is that asexuals are very different to the majority of society in the world. A large proportion of us don't want sex. There's probably about 30% that will still have sex. Obviously, I've got my Asexual Guide to Sex book coming out. Clearly, there's people who are interested in sex who are asexual, some who are doing that, because a lot of the time, asexuals will end up in relationships with heterosexuals. And heterosexuals love sex, usually. And so asexuals will feel, I guess, a bit obligated to do that because they want to please their partner, maybe. So it might be like obligation, but they feel that they want to do it as in a pleasing thing rather than just out of obligation duty thing, if you know what I mean, because they want to please their partner, they want to make them sexually excited, they want to make them sexually happy, So I think we have to just stop this kind of mentality that sex should be something that's endured and we just get on with it. If you really don't like sex, if you're sex repulsed, I wouldn't recommend doing sex because it doesn't feel good. And if you're sharing your body with someone, if you're doing something like that, it's the most intimate thing you can do, then I think you should be enjoying yourself. You should be feeling good about yourself and your body and the person. You should be wanting to touch each other. You should be wanting to kiss and caress each other. You should be wanting that if you like sex, if you enjoy it, and if you want to partake in it. If you're really repulsed by it, then it's kind of like going against yourself, if you know what I mean. And it's a case of you're just putting up with it, and that's not healthy for you, right? I want every asexual that does want to try sex to do it in a healthy way for them, that feels good to them, that feels right to them. Not in a way that feels like they're just forcing themselves to do something they don't want to do, or they're doing it out of pure obligation because they're in a relationship with that person, because that isn't right. I mean, I don't have sexy, so I haven't had sex for over 10 years. It'll be 11 years this October, which I'm really happy about, And I can't see me ever going back to doing that, But I do ask myself the question, because I had it in the past, could I ever have it in the present? But I'm so into kissing and other forms of affection that I'm really not into sex, I don't think I could do that again because I would feel like I was forcing myself, and unless my mindset changed on that, then I can't see me ever changing on that. Do you know what I mean? So I would just encourage you to, if you are an asexual, wants to try sex, just make sure it's from a place where you want to try it for you. You want to experience it. You want to enjoy it, and have a adventurous mindset towards it, that you want it to be fun, you want it to be exciting, you want it to be like your favorite game or something, and don't endure something. The word endure just really rubs me up the one way, because it's kind of like you're literally just putting up with something, and no one should be putting up with something that affects their physiology, their body, and that. And bodies are precious. Bodies are sacred. Your body's very, very precious. It's your own. It's very sacred and special. It just belongs to you. It's very unique. And, giving someone access to that, if you like, isn't something that should be taken lightly. It's something that you should think about for a long time. It's something that you should consider if it's right for you to do that or not. And it's something that you should want to try if you want to have a go at it, you know? Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with anyone you think may benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I go live like now. I post a new video. Lots of love to you. Take care. Bye.